Hi, my beautiful babies. I hope you are ready to invest in you because this is the season we are getting ready for massive changes. We're getting ready to take off. So with this season and this energy, the energy of today, you want to make sure you're taking well advantage of what is coming in, what's coming in for this moment. The energy, I was getting this weird energy today. When I say weird, I don't want to make it seem like it's a negative thing. It was so beautiful to experience something happening in real time. And the time that I was experiencing what I was feeling was that there's so much action energy, so much things, so much power behind moving forward this season. And if you really choose the time, if you choose this energy to combine your heart and your desires, then you're going to be able to move. You're going to be able to make some powerful, dramatic shifts in your life that's really going to change your life. It probably will do some damage, okay? And others might not be recognizing who you are. They might not know who you are. But know that if you actually take the control in your hands this season and this time, you'll be able to move forward. It hit me when I was doing my morning connection and Spirit was letting me know that you have all of this potential. You have all of these things that are built up inside of you. And literally the things that you have went through, the things that have cultivated you, that have formed who you are. See, you can't miss the blessing in the transformation, because what you go through, the things that actually make you who you are, the things that you have to put up with when people are not so kind to you, when people have neglected your spirit and your soul, when people don't know how to treat you, they don't know how to talk to you, the things that you've went through with abandonment and not feeling love or whatever the case may be, abuse, whatever it is, a hard life where you had to see all of your people that you love being taken away from silliness or violence or from just illnesses or certain things. The things that you had that occurred in your life are your recipes. They were the recipes that you needed to actually form who you are. So don't sleep on your pot. Don't sleep on your pot, because your pot, it has all of these different recipes to form who you are, to make sure that you grow. It gave you a little bit of extra of this. It gave you a little less of that. It gave you a little more of this, a little more of that. When you get that with your pot, you have to understand that that is your pot filled with your recipes. And that recipe is exactly what you need to get where you're going. See, many people get confused. Like you think that it's much deeper when it's not. It's all about the action that you're putting in. It's all about the recipes in your pot and then paying attention to what's in your pot. Because what's in your pot is not in anyone else's pot. It's your pot. Okay, I don't care if the pot is blue, green, red, purple, orange. I don't care what the color is for the pot. I don't care what it mix up or the concoction that it's made of, but I can tell you that if you pay attention to the recipes, to the seasoning, to the spices, to what spirit or whatever you want to call it, okay? Whatever you want to call it, God, spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to kind of tell you what to believe, but I will tell you that if you put the energy into the recipes that you already have in your pot, you're going to begin to work those recipes properly. You're going to be able to move those recipes. Have you ever had someone's cooking? And I don't know about y'all, but I like to cook. I love to cook. But, I'm really good at cooking. I'm really good at drawing that imaginative information into that space. I'm really good at it. But one of the things that hit me was that, have you ever just like had someone's cooking? Like, I used to make a mean banana pudding, okay? I could still do it, vegan style. Because, y'all know I'm vegan though. So vegan style. But I used to make this banana pudding so mean that people tear this banana pudding up. Like, I would make it and I would make one pan and it was gone. I would make 2 pans and it was gone. Finally, I just said, you know what, 2 pans is my limit. But have you ever had something that be so good that nobody else can do it? Nobody else can do it like you've ever done it before, like you never had it before, like you never tasted it before. It's just so good. That is how you know that the recipe sits with that person. It's in that pot. I don't care how many times they pass the recipe down from generations to different people to sell it off to different organizations. No one can do it like them. That is because the recipe was made for them. The recipe was given to them only for them. And their hands, their touch, their energy that they combine with the elements of what is in that pot for that recipe, then they begin to form or formulate a pot that's damn good. So you don't let anyone else take away what you have in your pot, and don't be willing to give it away. See, right now, too many people are willing to give away what's in their pot for something in exchange for nothing, and you don't even know what you're getting. You're moving forward, you're going in new directions, you're trying to connect with these new things just because you want to be attached to something that you think might be a part of your recipe. But the problem is that you don't realize is that you have already been given the recipe. The recipe is you. You have already been given the recipe. You need nothing. You are in need of nothing. You have to start looking at what you have a little bit more of. You know, you might have a little bit more endurance because it's meant for you to get through something, to go through something a little bit more than others. So that means you have to cultivate that energy of strength, of power, and turn it into something positive or magnificent that is literally going to shift your life around. So you have to realize that what is in your pot, you were already formed with. So take the time of the day to utilize this energy to put things into action and combine it with yourself. And each and every single time, you better start to bet on you more than you bet on anything else, because that is going to be your way through. That is going to be something that is going to help push you into a new direction. You're not going to be expecting the things of which they are going to show up and come, because they are not going to look what you think they are going to look like. They are not going to be able or to be noticeable for you to see them, because you might miss them. You might miss your blessing just because you're trying to look for something that's familiar. Familiarity is something that makes us feel comfortable. Now, that's like if we stay stuck into the inner part, certain parts of our mind or certain thoughts of our mind, it's going to make us feel comfortable to continue to do some of the same things over and over and over and over again. That's why it's important to shift your mind, to shift your thoughts. People want to talk about, visualization and how to form that or make things into a reality. Once you begin to visualize, see, now let me tell you this. I was connecting with Spirit today, and like I said, I'm not here to tell you who to believe in. I don't care if you call it God. I don't care if you call it Source. I don't care if you call it Jesus. You call it whatever you want to call it. But I will tell you, I was connected. And I asked, and I was just like, it wasn't even a question that I asked. I sat down because I do my morning runs. I have to get in a routine. You have to make sure that you're in a routine. See, you got to be on a routine to your destiny. You can't stop. You have to be on something that is going to make sure that you're getting there in proper adequacy of your vehicle and mental space in your heart, in your body, your spirit, your soul. Those all have to be in alignment. So that routine, it actually helps, believe it or not, it helps shift you into your destiny. It helps you go to your destiny quicker because you're able to stay streamlined. But here or there, I was connecting, and it was something that came over me after I do my morning runs, and I sat down and I journal. And I sat down, and Spirit told me how important it is to visualize something, how important it is to bring something to life, bring an element of which you do not know how it's going to be put together, bring it into your reality. And that is a part that we have lost. I believe we probably lost it when we were children, and we would go to school, and people would say, no, you can't dream. You can't focus on this. You can't color. You can't become this. You must focus on this. We're learning ABCs, so you must focus on ABCs right now. You can't drift off. But see, the power is in drifting. That power is in going off the unbeaten path. But when you begin to visualize and see what it is that you desire and what you want, you now get to attach movement, color, flow into your visualization. See, the power of visualization is very powerful. Many of us do it when we're only trying to manifest something. Many of us do it when we're off in la la land and it just happens naturally. But I tell you, you add some visualization into your power, into your dreams, into where you think you're going to get there very fast. And not only are you going to get there, it's not even about how fast you get there. It doesn't even matter how fast you get there. It's going to be in color. You are going to feel your life changing. You are going to feel the microcosmic energy within your body, within your vessel change. It's going to all change. You're going to be able to look different. See, that is how you know if someone is walking in a divine path, and damn if anybody else is walking in a divine path. That is how you know if you are walking in a divine path, because you will begin to change. You won't look the same as anyone else. You won't even feel the same. You're not even changing on the level. Some of you might begin to change physically. And that does happen when you are really making a change, because you're changing everything around you and in you. So therefore, you have no choice but to change on a physical part of your being. So begin to ask yourself, am I changing? Can I see the change? Because whether the change is good or whether the change is bad, you're going to see some change. You know how you date somebody and then 5 years down the road, 7 years down the road, you see them and you can't even recognize them. You don't know who they are. They might look a little different. They might be a little heavy on the heavy side, or they might be a little bit on a completely different side, lost, gone, whatever the case may be. That is because change happens every 7 years. So you will know. You get upgrades, you get newness about yourself. So I was connecting, back to topic, I was connecting with Spirit, and I was just like, you know what? Spirit said, you have to begin to put things in color and visualize. Why? I'm sitting here thinking, why is visualization so important? Because everybody talks about, oh, you need to visualize it. You need to say a mantra. You need to have a saying. You need to have a visualization of it. You need to have a picture, do a vision board, a color board, whatever you want to do. Whatever board you need, you're going to need a board. So I'm like, what's the importance of it? And then Spirit hit me and was like, the importance of it is that you begin to feel the very vibration in which you speak. You begin to feel the very vibration in which you want to become, and you begin to see it. And when you can see it, it becomes a part of your reality. It becomes a part of your touch, of your recipe and where you're going. And then you might not be so worried about what anything else, or how everything else is playing out at the moment. You know how you get worried about how you're moving forward, but everything in the physical is not lining up with the spiritual or what you're believing? Y'all don't hear me. You don't hear me. When you begin to move forward in your destiny and you're going somewhere, and you know you have to get there, and you know you have a place to be and somewhere to go at a specific time, your route, but everything in the physical is showing up, creating those blockages or not in alignment, the negative bank accounts, okay? The unpaid bills are just stacking up and piling up, and then you're not able to see past that. You know, the energy of not feeling complete is still moving and you're still going, but you feel this moment of depression kick in. You feel this moment of anxiety kick in, trying to figure it out, trying to figure out where you're going, trying to figure out who you are, trying to figure out how you want to be. When the physical is not matching up with something that you already put in your mental space, something that you've already invested your time into, which is yourself and your path and your purpose, you have to begin to think outside of the physical. You have to begin to believe outside of that physical formation in which is showing up. It might be showing up in the form of a bill. It might be showing up in the form of doubt. It might be showing up in the form of a negative bank account. It might be showing up in the form of no money, down to the last cent. It might be showing up in that form, but that is your motivation. See, one thing you have to begin to understand is that when you get motivated, you need something that is going to give you motivation to not go back, to not do it again, to know where you're going. Many times people just want something for nothing. You want to get something for nothing during this time. This energy has caused us to want things so fast, for our life to shift like that. We begin to work and do all of these things to make things happen without putting any skin in the game, without seeing who we really are. With our skin to be in the game, you have to put skin in the game, baby. This is not a quick thing. You have to truly put your investment in. That investment might be your time. That investment might be your uncomfortability for you to pay a bill. That investment might be you not having enough for now in the material. But oh baby, will it be worth it? It will be. But you have to begin to sightsee and see past that. That's why visualization is so important. But when you can't visualize, the most important thing to do is not to get trapped into the thoughts, not fall victim into your thoughts. Don't fall to that energy of where you're letting your thoughts come to you and they're taking over you and they become a new reality for you. I gave an example. Was when you have a machine and you have that machine and it's running. Oh baby, that machine is just running. That machine is running, okay? And you have this machine and you know that it needs oil to run, like an engine. You know it needs oil to run. Your thoughts are the oil. And your destination is the machine. Where you're going is the machine. If you are filling your machine with oil of worry, of fear, of doubt, of lack, saying, oh, I got a negative bank account today, but you know what, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm worried about how this is going to happen. You're filling your machine with that. That's the oil. I want you to really think that's the oil that you're putting in your machine. But where you begin to separate yourself from breaking past generations and being exceptional to who you are is because you will begin to know that the machine, the oil that you're putting in that machine, you must begin to shift where your thoughts go. Are you worried? The biggest way to help yourself when there's no physical proof into where you're going is that you must stay in gratitude. You must be thankful for what you're experiencing. You must begin to become the experience and not judging the experience. You must become one with the experience and say, I don't have this. My bank account is low, but I'm experiencing this. And guess what? I'm on a ride and I'm thinking about all the things and where I'm going and I don't even care. You know, it's low today, but guess what? It's going to be high. I feel it. So that's the oil you begin to put in your machine to make sure that it runs properly. So when you begin to put that oil in that machine, you're going to go. Your machine is going to begin to work without any issues because it has a different type of oil. See, I'm not talking about the 87. If you for the 87, this might not be for you. This is for the premiums, okay, that want the premium oil. When you begin to put premium oil in here in your machine, you have to pay the premium price. Baby, y'all don't hear me. You don't hear me when I tell you, when you begin to put premium into that premium car, into that premium vehicle, into that premium destination that only you can see. You might not know your rearview mirror is so small, but the forefront mirror is big for a reason because you have a premium ride. So you must begin to put premium into that. And sometimes the premium costs a little bit more. So that's why you have to begin to visualize something that is greater than you. When you begin to visualize something, because you stay attached to the premium energy, that means you can only get premium results. Okay? Y'all don't hear, y'all don't hear me? Premium results for that, because you are now attached to this premium idea, which can only bring premium, with that idea. But you have to understand, with that premium, you have to put premium oil in it. So sometimes it's going to cost you a little bit. So when you begin to visualize and you're thinking about these things, but you know that there's no physical proof or no physical evidence in what you've already seen, and what you already are in, things you already have known or heard, then you begin to move yourself outside of what is taking place in the physical and projecting yourself already at the premium price tag, at the premium destination. You've already put yourself there, because now you can stay in a state of gratitude, knowing that no matter what, no matter if you're sleeping in your car, no matter if you have things not worked out, and it doesn't matter if you don't know who you are, you know that you're premium. It doesn't matter if you don't know your purpose. It doesn't matter if you don't have it all figured out. Not everyone here is meant to do the same exact thing. It doesn't matter. You don't have to try to be Billy, Bob, and Joe. You can be the premium, okay? So when you're working in your destination, or you're trying to move towards your destination, but you don't have physical proof, things are not matching up with what you feel and what you know. Like, you know that you're good. You know that you're destined for greatness. You know that everything around you is just magnificent. Okay, this little baby here kind of getting on nerves a little bit. I'm sorry. The message is still coming through. They're going to come through like water to the wine, okay? Because we know that we premium. So, when you know that you're premium, but everything is not matching up in the physical state right now, then you have to make sure you're staying in gratitude. And once you stay in gratitude, it's going to make it easier for you to filter out a lot of those thoughts. And when that negativity comes in, when the doubt comes in, when the fear comes in, when all those words begin to intercede, and your thought process begins to change and go back to like negative thinking or sad or feeling attached to the moment, then what you have to do, you have to break it. You have to immediately shift your thoughts. So one of the things I like to do to immediately shift my thoughts, take a bath. Yes, I said a bath. Take a bath. I like to shift my thoughts instantly. I don't like to take time with my thoughts. See, when you take too long with your thoughts begin to form other thoughts. And then next thing you know, your thoughts are not your thoughts anymore. Your actions are not your actions anymore. Then you begin to attach to things that are outside of your thoughts. They have then begin to form, such as the ego, and it begins to make a persuasion to be your thoughts. It begins to put on this boule image of your thoughts, but it's not your thoughts. So yes, I like to take a bath. I like to run me some warm water. Actually, I like it hot. I like it hot because I like to steam any impurities out of my body. So I'll put that salt in there and just steam and let it come up and hit me. With a little lime or lemon juice up in there. Yeah, a little lime and lemon juice to cut off that stagnation. Break up that stagnation. And I don't put too much in there. You got to take care of your skin. But, you put a little bit in there. You put your lime and your salt and your hot water in there to break up that stagnation. And it will instantly shift your thoughts to the path and the direction in which you are ready to go to, and which you're ready to stay committed to. And then when I'm in that water, I begin to make a task for myself. I say, well, I am going to do this. I am going to read a book specific to this. I am going to do this. This is going to be in alignment with where I'm going. This is in alignment with my focus. See, when things are not all the way played out how you want them to be, it doesn't matter. You don't want to think about what it's not played out to be, then you're playing yourself. So you need to continue to move forward in the thought process that, hey, it's not in alignment. The things are not physical. Have you ever heard, I don't know if y'all real spiritual now, listen, I might mess this up from time to time with the words, but I know what I mean. I know what I mean, because my grandmother was a praying grandmother. My mother was a praying mother. My father, he's a preacher now. But, I come from that faith, that pray family. But I will tell you is that, have you ever heard of the saying, I don't know what saying it is in the Bible, don't quote me, I can't give you no verse, I can't tell you nothing about it, but I can tell you that I know what I know. And it said that the greatest things that are not seen are felt. Now, I don't know. Now, don't get me. Now, I think to sum it up, it was a verse in there to sum it up to that matter, okay? I summed up stuff when I was growing up a lot. I ain't have time to break the complexity of it down, but I summed it up. I summed it up to my understanding, because I was young and I was sitting there. My mom used to make us sit on a little white carpet, right? My brother and I, she used to make us sit on a white carpet carpet, and on Sundays, baby, she would read us that Bible. Matter of fact, she would have a Bible, and then she would have a children's Bible for us, and we would read Bible studies and all of that. And I could never understand. I was that child, right? I was that child. I could never understand what the hell. Why was Jonah down there with the whale anyway? Why was he in the water with the whale anyway? I could never understand. Like, and then if the whale was so big and it swallowed him up, how was he able to survive? And I would break stuff down. So that in life, sometimes you got to break stuff down. I say this to say that it's very important to know that some of the greatest things in life are unseen, untouched, unfelt, unmovable, unshakable. Some of the greatest things in life you will not even see. That's just like when spirit does things, and you look in your bank account and you like, oh, my stimulus check done hit, or oh, look in the bank account, oh, I got a little extra coinage that I wasn't expecting. Some of the greatest things are unseen. You cannot attach something to them. Why is that? It's because when you begin to attach things to your path, to who you are, to your destiny, it can take you off road. It can take you down a path that you weren't ready for, a path that you were not prepared for, a path that was not your path. It was not your music. It was not your song to sing. So when you begin to go off that beaten path, or when you attach things to who you are, attach names, attach titles, attach all of these things, you miss out on your destiny. You miss out. You miss out because now you're putting these egoic things to attach to you, and next thing you know, you become this being, and it has nothing to do with your reality. It has nothing to do with your destiny. It has nothing to do with what you were promised. See, many of you were promised with a purpose. You were promised to get somewhere. You were promised to fulfill something in particular that is in alignment with your destiny, that is only called to be with you. The recipe only sits with you. You were called to that. But then you get attached to other things, other ideas, other processes, or other thoughts, other words, what people have put on you. Now that has become your sense of reality. It's become your structure and who you are. You better get back to you. So when you're on this journey, that's why visualization is very important. So when I want to break up things, when I'm not in alignment, when things aren't working out for me, I suggest that you take a warm bath and you begin to visualize. If you can't visualize with that form, you go out in nature, do whatever it takes for you to visualize something. This is why visualization is so important. This is why affirmations is so important. It's because you get to bring that into your reality, because we live in a society where we see things. So now you begin to see the very thing in what you're trying to bring forth. One of the things too, I don't want you to get distracted on, is that in this time, the time that we're in is all about meditation, or just sitting down and thinking about these things. Visualization, let me say this, visualization and affirmations will not do it alone. Visualization and affirmations will not do it alone. You must begin to put something into action. You must begin to bet on yourself more than you bet on anything. Count yourself first more than you will count anybody. You got to count yourself twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Hell, I don't care if you got to count it 10 times. You better begin to count yourself in first, because nobody else is going to count you in. Count yourself in first, so that way you don't put yourself last, and that way you don't end up last, because you're counting yourself first. I don't care if you get in a relationship. I don't care if you get married. See, I've been there before. I don't care if you are giving all of your love to someone else. You better count on you first. You better move to you first. You better believe in you first. Because that first means something. It matters in this reality because we get so attached to what other people are doing. We're afraid that if we do something and our friend is doing something, we're always in competition. Who's going to get there first? I want to get there first. We're in competition with who is going to get there first. Who going to do what first? Oh, I want to be the first in my family to do this. I want to be the first in my family to do. Who cares? All that matters is counting you first. Put yourself first so you don't miss out on being last. Okay? Put yourself first. Now, when you begin to form and visualize things, like I said, it brings things to a point of reality or realization into your dimension, into your spirit, your vessel. See, one thing you don't know about your avatar. Now, this right here, it's an avatar. I get so many compliments of people saying, oh, you look good, but you don't understand that this is my avatar. I'm greater than this. This is not me looking good. This is just my avatar. So when you invest into yourself, you got to invest into something beyond your avatar, beyond something that you can just quickly fix up. You have to invest into your spirit. So that's where that visualization comes into play, investing in something beyond that. And not attaching things to your avatar. See, you are a divine energy of source that needs no attachment, that needs no explanation to things. Attachment to ideas. Attachment in that form. That's how great you are. So you must begin to attach yourself to your destiny, to where you're going. And that is how you get the greatest reward out of life. That is how you beat the system. That is what you really want to focus on. Because so many things are pulling us in so many different directions. You better stay attached to you. You better count yourself first. Don't count nobody else before you count yourself. Don't feed nobody else before you feed yourself. You know when you get on the airplane and they tell you to put the mask on you before you do your child. Now we know we all have instinctive ways about things in which we will perform. Some of us are heroes and some of us are not. But I will tell you that you must begin to give oxygen to yourself, to your breath. So visualization gives you that oxygen for you to breathe. And then when you get into moments when you know the bank account, when you know the baby daddy, the kids, the baby, you know, when you know things ain't in alignment, when you know they're not working out, sis, it's all right. Keep moving. When you know they're not working out, brother, keep moving. It doesn't matter. Because if you stay into attaching yourself when you know the physical is not showing up and there's no evidence to show that you are already going on that path, that is okay. Have you noticed that sometimes the reason why the evidence don't come so quick or so often is because we get attached to the evidence. We always need proof. But have you ever took into account that if you had the proof, maybe you wouldn't work as hard? If you had the proof, maybe you wouldn't do something as more accurately or with more tenacity or with more will, with more strength, with more power, with being more ferocious about where you're going. So when you get attached to the physical evidence, sometimes that proof takes you away. It takes you away from actually stepping into your role and doing the things that you need to do, which is necessary for your life. Sometimes the proof might take you into a whole nother playing field. And it might make you lazy. And then you might not put that much effort into. See, you have to be willing to keep going on that journey. Like, have you ever thought about it like this? Like, you know, sometimes we get into we might be on our way somewhere, right? We might be going somewhere. Might be going to a destination, going somewhere. And then, you know, we run up on this, we run into our destination. We're trying to get there at our destination and we running. And we know we running to the elevator. We going to the elevator. We going to the elevator, okay? But we don't know what's on that elevator. We just know we got to get to that elevator because that elevator is going to take us to places. We know it's going to take us further than we ever have been, but we tired. We tired, but we getting there. We're getting there, okay? So we're running to this elevator Trying to get to this elevator with all these bags that we carrying, and we just dragging right along, and we making sure that we got to get to this elevator, but we can't leave no stuff. We can't drop no stuff. We can't leave no stuff behind. We can't do it because we need it. We know that it's a part of us when we get on this elevator that we're going to be able to breathe with all of our stuff. But have you ever got to the elevator and you know it wasn't enough people for you to, it wasn't enough people, but just for you to get on, you can't take your bags. You got to leave your bags. Have you ever got to the elevator and it was at its capacity? You got to the elevator and the elevator, it can't take no more. It said one more person. That's it. We only got enough room for one more person. That's it. Some of you might be willing to just skip that elevator just because you want to take all of the stuff that you have come here with and you want to go on your destination with all your stuff. But I don't know about you. But for me, I'm not skipping no elevator. If I know that's the elevator that I have to get on, and I know I ran damn hard, use all my breath and all of my energy to get on that elevator, I'm going on that elevator, and that elevator is going to one destination. It is going up. So I don't have time to worry about if it's going to go back down, because guess what? It didn't reach the level that it was on. So it can't do nothing but go up. But I don't know about you, but for me, I personally will not be saying, okay, well, you could just skip me, I'll wait. Nope. Stop waiting on what you've worked for. Stop waiting for someone to tell you what to do with your life. Stop waiting for something to be an opportunity for you to take. You begin to take them when they are there. You begin to walk into them when they are there. When the door is open, you begin to walk through, because that is where you begin to shift your life. That is when you begin to take control of the destination or where you are going. So stop waiting for this to happen. Stop waiting for a little bit more money in the account to make a move. When you're ready to bust a move, you bust that move. When that opportunity presents itself, you bust that move. You don't wait on someone to give you that. You take it. When it's there, you go for it. Goggles, head cap on, it don't matter. You go for it. Without any point of validation. So when that elevator opens up, you better be willing to leave the bags at the door. You better be willing to leave the bags at the door, because when you leave the bags, that is your pact that you make with the universe, with God, to say, I will go without anything and I will still become everything. I will go without anything and I will still become everything. So how much are you willing to leave at the door? When that elevator gets there, leave things at the door. See, some of you are trying to take too many. You want to carry each and everybody. You want to carry your cousin. You want to carry your old ideas. You want to carry your old attitude. You want to carry the old things they said about who you were, or whatever the case may be. You want to carry your old lover, your old everything. No. What they say when they open up the door is room for one. Not one in packages. It's room for one. It's room for one. Are you that one that is going to step into it when it presents itself? Are you that one that is going to be working towards it, to feed your mind positivity, to feed your mind gratitude, no matter if you don't have the physical evidence or the physical proof when things ain't showing up the way you wanted to show up? Are you going to be that one that continues despite it all, despite not having all the things, despite not actually having that in your being, your presence? Are you going to be that one? Because if you decide you're going to be that one, you are going to walk through that elevator. You aren't going to give a damn about them bags. You don't care how much you spent back then. You were like, I'll start over. I'll get a new. Because you know that you're going somewhere. You know that you're going up. You know the destination is only up. It's only room for you and these people to go where you have to go. And if you lose some, oh well. Because you know that the destination is only room for what? One. So begin to focus when things are not shown up in the physical, when things are not here in the physical for us. It is a reminder that we need to reconstruct some things. We might need to do some things a little bit different. We might need to be a little bit more responsible with our money so our bank accounts won't be in the negative. We might need to move a little bit differently when it comes to love so we won't be messed up with all these different attachments that's attached to our body, our aura, our energy field that's preventing us to getting where we're going. We might need to do something different. But also when things are not showing up in the physical, it is a pure reminder that we must stay in gratitude and continuous moving forward and must continue to go forward in each and every way so we can begin to form who we are. Because if we stop, we're going to take the effort that it takes to stop. Just like a car, it takes the car a lot more effort to stop than speed up and keep going. So don't stop right now. You keep going. And when the physical things are not matching what you know and what you feel to believe of who you are and where you are and the divinity that you have on your life, then you keep going, because the divinity on your life is not anyone else's. Who cares what they think? Nobody cares. You better start putting yourself first, sis. Don't worry about nobody else, brother. Don't worry about anybody else. Put yourself first, count yourself first, and then you ain't got to worry about nobody else. You can just keep moving. You can keep going. You can keep gliding. You ain't got to worry about how you're going to get there. So visualization does help. When you begin to visualize things, you begin to see and bring it in your reality. But if you need a little extra time to get it together, sis, then make sure you get that bathtub warm for you. And you start cutting these things up out of your life, and you redirect your path and shift things, because that is the path in which you are preparing yourself. You are preparing. God has prepared a plate before you. Has prepared. You got to understand that when you're getting there, you know that you're already using premium gas. You know you got to pay the premium price, but you must continue. When things are not seen, when things are not heard, when the proof is not there, then you know you're on the right track. Then you know something is right, because you don't have the proof, but you know and you feel it. You know, you be like that one person that be feeling like, I got a feeling this is going to happen. I just know it and I feel it. And then when it happens, you be like, I told you. I just knew it. But see, you too busy trying to convince everyone else of the proof that you were given, because the visualization was only for you and your eyes, not for anybody else. That proof that you needed, that paper, that document was only for you. It wasn't for anybody else. But you're too busy trying to convince Tim and them. You too busy trying to convince Tim and them. There's no more convincing. See, 2021 is taking us out of that area of conviction. We don't need that anymore. Now you are in this energy to just move forward without apology. Move forward with being unapologetic about who you are and what you do and what you think and how you feel. Hell, if you like certain things, move forward in that manner. If you want to be a certain somebody, move forward in that. Who cares what people think? In 2021, you are moving without conviction. You are moving without apologizing for who you are. So begin to walk forward. Walk forward in who you are. And don't worry about who is watching. Matter of fact, make the world your runway and let them keep walking. Let them watch. Let them watch. Y'all know I'm from the South. Let them watch. Let them watch. Keep moving. Because you don't need conviction. 2021 is about being unapologetic. It's about moving in the flavor that you are. Move. You don't have to worry about, what is my purpose? What am I here for? What am I meant to do? You are here to move. You are here to become an unshakable force and move. And everything that you're going, everything you're on the path of movement, everything you're touching, guess what? The wind is blowing, because you move in the air, damn it. When you're walking, you move in the air. The air is moving when you're walking. You know how you're walking, there's so much authority, so much path, and then you catch a wind. The wind just hit that way and it hit that way, and it's just catching all your good looks, all the size and everything. You're going, you're moving, and you hitting the air. The air is hitting you. So you're going to move this season. You are going to break through. You are going to focus on your destination. And when things are not yet shown up in the physical, you are still going to move. You are still going to go. You are still going to put that foot forward. You are still going to get out of the bed. You are still going to say that I am free from my depression or the thoughts that come into my mind or my head that are trying to prevent me from getting where I'm going. You are still going to move in that direction. You are still going to be who you are. See, that's the fact. When you let those energies come and intercede and break up what you've already set out to do, that is half the battle. Don't let things break you up from moving. Don't let things come in and put a break on your contract before you get it to signing it. You know that you have to sign this big old engagement, this big deed, this big purpose you have for your life. You know that what you are signing is too great for others to be there in that accomplishment. That is why you must move, and you must not let something come in and stop and put a red line on your contract before it ends. I love you guys. I love you guys. Stay in peace. Stay in blessings. I love you. Stay strong, because you are moving in a direction, and it's not meant for you to worry about where you're going and how you're going to get there. You don't need to know the vehicle. You just need to know that you are moving. You remember, you're going to that elevator with or without the bags that you're carrying. So get ready to drop the bags. Get ready to drop the F boys, okay? F girls, or whoever you want to get ready to drop that, because this is a new age. This is a new dawn. This is a new day. I love you. Peace. Love. Why do?